Trump's team orders all intended nominees to stop posting on social media ahead of Senate confirmations because you might say something stupid. Dang it, Bobby! How many times? You gotta run that crap by us. The first ever female chief of staff, nicknamed the Ice Maiden? Man, that's awesome. That's her nickname? Who's going to jail? When is Fauci getting indicted?
Maria, President Trump is putting an amazing team.
Trump's cabinet gagged by the Trump campaign itself and the new incoming administration, saying Trump's team orders all intended nominees to stop posting on social media ahead of Senate confirmations because you might say something stupid, and we're not going to allow it to happen. The report comes over from the Post. Diana Gliboyeva says the following, says that the chief of staff, Susie Wiles, who ran a heck of a campaign, knows what she's doing, sent a message on Sunday ordering nominees, don't you post on social media, from posting any social media as Senate confirmations are scheduled to start next week. Now, while this instruction has been delivered previously, she said, I am reiterating that no member of the incoming administration or the transition speaks for the United States or the president-elect himself, she wrote in a memo that the Post got. And I wonder who got everybody in trouble. Like, what was it, RFK? Was it RFK? Was he out there? Seed oil. And then they're like, dang it, Bobby! How many times? You gotta run that crap by us. I don't know. So we'll take a look. We got RFK and others coming up. But accordingly, all intended nominees should refrain from any public social media posts without prior approval of the incoming White House counsel, said Susie Wiles. I don't know who it was. The first ever female chief of staff, nicknamed the Ice Maiden? Man, that's awesome. That's her nickname? That's pretty cool. Ice Maiden Susie. That's cool. Man, I wish I had a cool nickname like that. Also noted that she appreciates how enthusiastic everyone is about joining the second Trump term in her otherwise frank directive. Did she sign it, Ice Maiden? I hope so. It's amazing. Trump's nominees have been silent ahead of what is expected to be a fraught process for some in the GOP-controlled Senate. And can I just also say, I've noticed this. I'm trying, I'm here scraping for news. I'm like, what are these people saying? Can somebody say something interesting so we have something fun to talk about? And I go and I look at their social media posts and it's like this. This is Bobby. Okay, he's like, hey, we went skiing today, which is great. Like, I'm glad they went skiing, but they're all kind of bland. It's like, all right, who are you going to prosecute first for poisoning America? Like, it's kind of what I'm looking for. And he's like, we went skiing. I'm like, that's great. Looks like a nice family and all that. But who's going to jail? When is Fauci getting indicted? Is kind of what we're looking for. So they're being very cautious. I understand it. Okay. The Wiles memo, according to the Trump transition source, is not in response to the recent social media ruckus. Oh, it's DOGE. Oh no. Department of Government Efficiency chairs Musk and Vivek. They busted it over their H-1B visas that had MAGA world spinning, which I think is largely petering out at this point, but that was certainly a whirlwind. Now, DOGE is not an official entity despite its name, does not need Senate confirmation, meaning the tech moguls are free to convey their opinions online, so maybe they're not part of the gag. Clearly, they're not part of the gag. It was a reminder of the guidance to intended nominees as a confirmation hearing gets underway next week, because confirmation hearings are what the other official nominees are going to have to sit through. Vivek and Elon are not. Several of Trump's cabinet picks have faced scrutiny in recent weeks. Former Gates shelved his nod. Tulsi in the House. Other picks needing confirmation have also held on. Hegseth facing a wave of criticisms. RFK Jr. and Tulsi and Ratcliffe. All nominees have been in closed-door discussions with senators on Capitol Hill in recent weeks, including some Democrats to whip up support. Even Hegseth, whose confirmation was on thin ice due to some GOP reservations, has since received backing from Joni Ernst. Ooh. And Defense Secretary designee Hegseth has been slamming critics as well as anti-Christian bigotry in the media for his symbols of tattoos and so on. So I don't know who got in trouble. Did Tulsi get everybody in trouble? No, she's posting sunshine photos, so I don't think it was her. She says, early morning hike to this stunning sunrise. It's a beautiful sunrise, no doubt. And Elon saying, can you please be more positive on here? We're tired of all this knifing of each other. Please post beautiful or informative content on this platform. And so it's a beautiful hike from Tulsi. But I don't think she's the one who got anybody in trouble. Let's see who else we have. Tulsi also posted this because Representative Mike Waltz, who's on the Senate Armed Services Committee, was talking about this right before the Christmas break.
How will you work with your colleagues in a whole of government approach on this? You wanted to say something about Tulsi Gabbard, about Pete Hegseth. Tell me about that. Do you have confidence that they will be approved and confirmed?
Maria, President Trump is putting an amazing team out out there, and I've worked with a number of them personally. I've worked with Tulsi Gabbard on the Armed Services Committee, where we have to pass a defense bill to support our troops every single year. Huge issues, everything from healthcare for our soldiers to PTSD to weapon systems they have. She's also a reservist, and we know when we put that uniform on, when we step into these positions, you leave your opinions at the door, especially as DNI. It's about presenting intelligence and options to the president, and also holding our intelligence community to account. Why were we so surprised in Syria, for example? Those are the things I know she'll take a tough look at, and I just couldn't be more supportive and encouraged and excited about who I'm going to get to work with to further President Trump's agenda.
Yeah, they weren't surprised, okay? They know what is happening and they're orchestrating all of it around the world. So that's why we're looking forward to Tulsi getting in power. Now, was it Kristi Noem? I don't think so. She just posted about Carter. She says Carter's life was one of steadfast service, marked by humility and grace. In this moment, may his family find peace and comfort, period. All right, that's nice. Here's one from Rubio. It's Rubio. Did he do it? No, he's also talking about Carter. Says Carter lived a life of service that extended well beyond his presidency. He was a servant leader who felt called to action. As we reflect on his life, I hope we can channel his faith to better our communities and our nation. Jeanette and I have President Carter's family in our prayers. May he rest in peace. From It's Rubio. Rubio also said, our hearts go out to the Korean people. He's already doing a little State Departmenting, as you can see. We share in your grief over the tragic loss of that 179 people on that horrifying plane crash. And if you saw that, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't see it, you don't need to see it. But it was horrific. We extend our deepest condolences to the families and the loved ones amid this immeasurable pain. Our prayers are with you and your great nation. And we'll double down on that. Shout out to our Korean friends over there. That was horrific. And we pray for those lost souls